All right, I'm going to show you how I am painting the Erinthor Mountains. Quite nice with the pops of green. And, all right, so first step is cardboard. While I do this, so our first step is a heavy cardboard dry brush. Can't really call it a dry brush. It is pretty much a wet brush. You want a little paint at least deposited into the recesses. A few bits of gray showing through are not going to be a problem, but we are going to be using a wash of golden raw umber, which needs the Picorni paint down in the recesses to grip, or otherwise it sort of beads up and slides off. And now we are going to mix our base wood and lava orange. And precision is not incredibly important here. I used a few different combinations. You want basically to end up with a deep brownish orange. This exciting palette, by the way, is a cupcake tray from Baked by Melissa. If you have those near you, these are terrific palettes. So now we just want to pick a few pieces to highlight. All right, that seems good to me. Don't need a lot more of that. All right. Then once you've got your dried piece, see if I've got this one. Your next step is the wash. So raw umber, making a little pool of it. And now the trick is, especially if you're painting a big hunking piece like this, if your wash dries part way, you are going to be very sad because you will get tide marks. And if you have not seen a tide mark, you will know what it is when you see it. This is my secret cheating weapon. It's a slow dry. Basically, you just add a couple of drops of this to this amount of paint. Now I can just use regular water to dilute it up. I'm diluting it pretty heavily. Let's see if I can get this closer and show you the consistency to see if it, you want to sort of run very easily. And we're going to just super sloppy. I want it to run to all the crevices. Spots. All right, now in the meantime, take a look at our piece that we just washed, and you're looking for any spots. This one doesn't really have any spots that didn't get as much wash or where the wash has run off. And because if you've got that slow dry stuff in it, you can do this because the other wash, the wash that you put on, has not dried enough that you're going to create tide marks. This doesn't last forever, obviously. You get a few extra minutes. Right? So this is what it looks like when the wash is dried. And now I'm going to make a dry brush. That's about equal parts of cardboard and stone edge dry brush. And I'm just stealing it from here because I've used that pot. All right, that's about the color that I want. And now this you actually want to be a real dry brush. You don't want a ton of paint on your brush anymore for this coat. And I'm drying off my brush really well. All right, so we load up our brush. Wearing one glove I find really useful so that you can just brush it until you see the streaks are off. And I am too lazy to take off all the paint. I just start really light. I'm using these fun things. This is transparent red iron oxide. And if you look at the, there we go, you'll see that you can see through it. And it just creates a nice added touch. And this is a transparent yellow, which is even more clear. I've been liking both of them. All right, now I'm taking super small destroyed brush. This is, and patting it off, and I'm just adding a few more slightly more subtle highlights. I'm not even bothering to really clean the brush off between colors. Any place that you feel like you hit a little too hard with the dry brush, you can go in. Yeah, a little bit of that. I think it just sort of adds a bit of nice additional color wherever you feel like the piece needs it without overwhelming because it's transparent. But anyway, you can completely skip this step. You could put different, you can see how the color we put on earlier in this step has now blended in a lot better because of the dry brush on top. All right, then let's see. We've got our shiny bits of color. And now we're taking our final dry brush, okay, and now we're just going for stone edge dry brush. My brush, get rid of as much paint right there as I can. And this is your lightest dry brush. Right. And yep. Adding a little bit of a brighter highlight on top and blending in those little hints of color that you just did. All right, and that's basically it.